Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a comparison video between the two Mark 6 Hot Toys Iron Man figures. And the one on the left is the plastic version that came out a few years ago, more like 6-7 years ago I think. And then on the right is the diecast version that came out a month or two ago. So let's get started. Alright, so first thing you'll notice between the two figures would be the height between the two. The one on the left, the plastic version, is a little shorter than the one on the right, which is the diecast version. Now, the next thing you will notice is the head sculpt. The helmet, you can see, let's see. Closer inspection, you'll notice the helmet, it's a little bit wider, while the one for the plastic, which came out a couple of years ago, it's a little skinnier, and it's not filled out as much. You can see there are no ears on the side except yeah, and it's a little bit angular, while the one with the diecast, you can see a little bit of the ears, and the forehead section of the mask, you can see it's more in an angle, while the one with the plastic, it's straight down. See. And then the front section, it's a little rounder, and this one is a little flatter. And here's a side view of the two Mark 6. Again, the one on the left is the plastic, the one on the right is the diecast. You can see the body is filled out a little bit more. You can see the back, it's curvier on the diecast than it is on the plastic. The rest of them is pretty much similar. I guess the feet are a little bit thicker, and the plastic is a little flatter. The gold paint is definitely different. The diecast has a more of a champagne-like gold color, while the one on the plastic, it's a deeper red. Not including the spray, the effect spray that they added, but still, the gold paint itself is a little deeper. You can kind of see it in the bicep section a little bit better. But they are very similar. But yeah, the helmet, it's definitely different. You see the shape of the helmet is totally different too. And from the back, I think you could clearly see the difference between the two. The diecast one is definitely wider as far as the shoulder proportion, and while the plastic is a little skinnier, definitely. And one thing that a lot of people might notice, if you own the plastic version, then you'll know that this one has rubber panties, while this one has hard plastic. There's the rest of them, and you can see the red is almost identical. I think it is. Yeah, I think it's, well, the diecast one looks to have a better metallic look to it. You can't really see it on camera, but if you look at it in person, you would kind of see that shininess to it a little bit better. More of a metallic look to it than the plastic one, because it looks like a plastic reddish color paint instead of a more of a metallic feel to it with the diecast. The gold, yeah, they're both really metallic, but as far as the color, again, you can see the diecast one is more of a lighter shade of gold than the plastic one. So let me go a little closer look at the plastic version. Now, as far as articulation, there's a whole lot of difference between the two. With the plastic version, where the torso meets the shoulder, it's on a ball joint, and then there's a ball hinge joint. that's attached, and then bicep, it has a swivel joint just like the diecast, but the elbows are different. This one is a single joint, while diecast has double joint, and the shoulder is definitely different. The diecast one could be pulled out a little bit more, and it also has a butterfly joint, which the plastic one don't have. As far as the abdominal section, it's pretty much the same. It does have 2 sections where it could pull up, and extend to give you a little more range of motion. And we already went over the rubber panties, and then well, I guess I should go over that because with the hard plastic version, it has a couple of plastic joints here in the with the diecast version. And with the diecast version, you can see there are flaps that could move out of the way for the legs, for the hips, while the plastic one doesn't. It's just made of plastic, rubbery plastic, so it'll give way for the hips to move. And then one thing the new one lost, while the old one has, these flare. It's a stupid gimmick. I didn't like it at all. Every time you move the legs, these things springs out. I'm glad they removed that from the new figure. And then the diecast one has a joint where you can lower the legs, while the plastic one doesn't. And they both got double jointed knees. Let me focus. Come on. Okay. Yeah, they both have double jointed knees. The plastic one doesn't have the ratcheting system. The diecast one does, which is nice. And do they still have these? I think they still have these panels from the calves section, where you could open up to review the inner workings of the arm. And the diecast one also has that. And here's a good look at the elbow joint. You can see it has double jointed elbows for the diecast version, while the plastic one only has single joint, and it can only bend about 90 degrees, while the diecast one can bend way over 90. And the face mask is also different. You can see the diecast one, it's actually bigger than the plastic one, and the magnet pieces are also bigger. You can see these two are much larger than the plastic one. And here's a comparison of the two Downey head sculpts. And this time the one on the right is the plastic one that came with the plastic the Mark 6, while the one on the left is the diecast one, which is actually attached to the body. The likeness, they're both very similar as far as likeness. The paint job is definitely different. The diecast one looks a little bit better, and the diecast one looks a little bit older than the plastic one. The plastic one, the eyes look like he's dead. It's got those dead eyes. This one is a little more intense. Kind of see the intensity in those eyes. Well, again, the plastic one looks like he's dead. And one thing the old one does excel would be the accessories department. Now you could see the diecast one also has this chest plate, which is a battle damage chest plate, and also a battle damage face plate. But with the old plastic version, it has these 5 pieces as well. They're battle damage, a shoulder piece that's also battle damaged, and then a bicep piece there's also damage, and a full arm that's completely damaged. So yeah, quite a few more battle damage pieces for your Iron Man figure. The diecast one only has 2. again, which is the face plate and the chest plate. And as for the hands, they're pretty much the same. Each of them comes with, no, actually, the plastic one comes with a pair of relaxed hands, which the die-cast one doesn't. They both have articulated fingers, hands, and repulsor blast hands. And then we have these forearm rockets. They're also included in the die-cast version. And another thing that the die-cast version doesn't come with is a second base. Here we have the Iron Man Iron Man 2 Mark 6 circular base that comes with the plastic version, and the other base that this one comes with is a final battle base with a drone, part of a drone on the ground there. That's kind of neat. But with the die-cast version, we got the Avengers base, and here it is. You got the Avengers 1 base, where Tony Stark went to the Stark Tower, and then this thing is supposed to take all the armor pieces off of him in the film. So yeah, it comes with this base, and this one lights up. So at the end of the day, if you're looking to purchase a Iron Man Mark 6 right this minute, you could get a used plastic version for about $180 or so, somewhere around there, give or take a little bit. And then with the die cast, you're looking about $345, give or take. The die cast one comes with less accessories, but the build quality is better because it is die cast, and it feels definitely way more solid than the plastic version. And yeah, there's a huge heft to this figure, while the plastic one doesn't. And yeah, overall, this it's a really impressive figure. Body proportion is spot on. I haven't seen a Iron Man figure this nice. But I don't own every single one of them, so I can't really say that. But what I have and what I've seen so far, this is one of the best ones I've seen. And I do like the older armors more than the newer ones, like any of the House Party Protocol armors. Those are nice, but I still like the original 7 way more than the rest of them. So this is a must-have for me. And yeah, if you are thinking of buying one, if you could afford the $300+ that you're gonna have to spend on the die cast, then this would be one you want to get. But if you're limited on budget, then get the plastic one, because that one is still nice, but definitely not as accurate as the die cast version. And I have a review on both figures, the diecast one, which is up recently, and the plastic one, I did a original video, and then I also did a revisiting, so that one's also up. Those 2 videos, 3 videos are also up. And if you still have questions about these Iron Man figures, Mark 6, definitely let me know. I'll try my best to answer them as quickly as I can. So there you have it. This is a comparison video of the 2 Mark 6, and thanks for watching.